Choose your fighter. Fight.
Stan Luna. What does it sound? Whatever. Stan Luna, Stan Luna, Stan Luna, Stan Luna, Stan Luna, Stan Luna. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. As you may be expecting from that intro, we are going to be listening to LOONA, a K-pop girl group, for the first time. I'm so excited. I actually did this video beforehand, so I've listened to their album and then I just wrote down all the notes that I wanted to tell you guys how I thought about it, because I don't want to get copyright claimed. And K-pop groups do that a lot, very quickly. So we're going to be reacting to LOONA. I'm going to be personally, that was my first time ever listening to them. If you're ready, please click that subscribe button because there will be more content coming out soon, because this is going to be the first video of my series, Why Should I Stan? This is going to be where I listen to artists for the very first time of all groups. I actually have a list already, but please leave your comments down below if you have a specific artist you want me to react to. This will be kind of a deep assessment of a certain album. This time I did the very first album that LOONA released, but if you have a specific album you also want me to react to, please leave that down below with your specific artist. I decided to do LOONA because my whole Twitter feed when I was a K-pop stan, because I used to be a K-pop stan, was Stan Luna. Stan Luna this, Stan Luna that, Stan Luna, forget BTS, Stan Luna. Now, it's safe to say I didn't have Twitter for very long when I was a K-pop stan. I only really started getting on stan Twitter when I started with One Direction. To say One Direction stan Twitter is higher than K-pop stan Twitter, it's not fair. I wasn't in K-pop stan Twitter, but One Direction stan Twitter is not very safe either. Stan Twitter in general, it's not the most mentally stable place I've ever been, but I love it. We've been over this. I love tea. Yeah, so let's get right into it. If you don't know who LOONA is, I'm going to give a brief introduction of all the members, what their place in the group is, how many members there are, and then a small little description of LOONA, the group itself. LOONA is a K-pop girl band, and they are signed under Blackberry Creative and debuted August 20th, 2018 with Hi Hi. And that's on their album today. So, very excited. I very much enjoyed that song. This group is made up of 12 girls, 12 women of very different ages. I think the youngest is 17. She's born in 2002. She actually has the same exact birthday as me, and she's my favorite because of that. There are a lot of Scorpios in this group. If you're into that, then information for you. Woo! I want to point out before we move along, since I was a K-pop stan, I know a little bit of Korean. I was that K-pop stan. This is gonna out me, but I watched BL series. Some of them in Korean, Where Your Eyes Linger. Oh my god. Send me to jail. Anyway, I wanted to be able to understand what some of them were saying. The only thing I got out of learning Korean was 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, 사랑해, and I know how to say but. 안녕히. Oh my god. I can also say 진짜? Really? Girl, I don't know. 자기야, 오빠, 언니, 막내. So I'm not ignorant to being able to pronounce their names, but I may struggle. I'll introduce you to the members now. And the first girl I'm going to introduce is Hasul. She is the leader, vocalist, and a rapper. I'm going to say this now. When I was reading up on these girls, I realized all of them are very diverse in what they're able to do. The whole group is made up of rappers except 1 or 2, 3 people. And that's crazy to me, and I very much like that. And realizing that now after reacting to it, that can play into why I find this group so much higher level and so different from other girl groups. They just have this different energy, and I'll get into it later. And there's also subunits of this group, but I'm not going to be talking about those subunits today, and they're also not in the description of the girls. So next is Vivi. She's a vocalist and a rapper. She's very beautiful. They're all gorgeous. Next is, this is gonna be a hard one for me. So in English, it's pronounced Eve. In Korean, it's Ibu or Eve. She's a dancer, vocalist, and a rapper. Next is Jinsul. She's a rapper, vocalist, and visuals. I'm not very educated in visuals, but it was odd for me to be able to see that they have someone specifically for that. They have multiple people in the group specifically for visuals. Next is Kim Lip. She's a vocalist and a dancer. Now this is the only one I believe who's not a rapper, but we still love you, Kim Lip. We still love you. Next is Chu. She's the face of the group, so she's not the leader, but when you see the group, you may think of Chu. She's a vocalist and she's a rapper. So as you can see, again, we've gone back to vocalist and rapper. Next is Heejin. She's the center, so when they perform, I believe she is always in the middle, which would make sense because she's vocalist, visual, rapper, and a dancer, so she's everything. Next is Hyunjin. She's a dancer, vocalist, rapper, and visual. Next is Gowon. She's a rapper, dancer, and vocalist. I have no opinion. I'm running out of opinions to say. Next is Cherry. Please don't attack me. She's a rapper, dancer, and vocalist as well. That's a lot. To be able to do all that stuff, that's a lot. Next is Olivia He. She's a rapper, dancer, and vocalist. And last, we have my favorite. We have Hyunjin. She's a vocalist, rapper, and she's the maknae, which is the youngest member of the group. It's kind of crazy that they're very close in my age. And I'm sure they were training when they were like 14, 15. And I know they go through some very strenuous stuff, so good on them. Now we are going to get into the album. This album is called
이달의 소녀.
The album, TT. I don't know if that has any significance to anything. Track 1 is also called TT. There aren't really lyrics to the song, except for smaller background voices, and I believe this is alluding to like lyrics in the album. Billie Eilish has this in some of her albums, and it's just to get you ready and in the mood to hear some of these songs. Track 2 is Hi, and we talked about this. This was their debut song, August 20th, 2018, which is super recent. I'm sorry, I'm looking down. This is where my notes are. The execution of everything is just super playful. Now, I said that this group does not remind me of other girl groups, but the performance and the dances they do, it sort of gives you that illusion of that, but I'll get into more how it's different. So the song is already different with the lyric meanings because it's talking about this girl liking someone. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, but they don't want to make the first move, and they want to tease them because they like teasing that person. They like playing hard to get because they just love seeing them beg almost. But that's already different. Usually when you hear like a love song from a K-pop girl group, you have, oh my god, I'm so in love with you, sad. But no, that's not what this is. These girls have the boys wrapped around their finger, and I love it. They love how they feel around that person, but don't know what to do with their feelings. Basically asking the person to explain it to them and put them through it. So what I mean by that is many of the lyrics were, I don't know, they kind of alluded to the fact that the girls hadn't felt that way before. They really loved it, but they didn't want to be in an actual relationship. They just wanted to go through it because maybe they were scared that when they actually were boyfriend and girlfriend or girlfriend and girlfriend, that it would mess that feeling. Like the feeling of not knowing what comes next was what they really liked. So my overall conclusion of the song is I like it. It does seem a little out of the norm for girl groups, in that really just watching the music video, I was like, this is sick. I didn't feel like I was watching another Red Velvet music video. It just felt different. It felt very gender neutral in a sense, that the lyrics and the visuals were very exclusive. And I felt like a
female dog. Female dog.
next song. Track 3. This is called Favorite with O-N-T capitalized, I believe. This feels like a
Female dog.
not just from the beginning, but also the beat in the background. It's sick, and I was just like feeling it. I was like, oh yes, work it, girl. I was feeling myself listening to this song, and I'm not even gonna lie. This whole album, I was just feeling myself. The lyrics are talking about how you will do what the girls say. You are, in the sense, the audience and the watcher is the crush. You have a crush on this girl, girl or guy, it doesn't matter. They will run to you because they know that you will do what they say and you're their favorite. They trust in you. They know you're gonna follow what they say and follow the rules. You don't underestimate them. They talk about how they're supposed to be looking pretty, or there's some lyrics that allude to what society tells them to do and how they should sing, how they should act, but you don't care. You're their favorite because you don't have those standards for them. You're just like, yes. These lyrics are so different from other female groups I've heard. It really screams screw gender roles. I'm not even like, they said screw your gender roles, I'm doing what I want. I love it. It's so amazing, and it's sexy, it's hot, it's cute sometimes, crazy, and it reminded me of male K-pop groups because the lyrics, boys in love, danger almost. I'm saying BTS because that's only schoolboy era I was ever in. I give it 10 confused sexuality points out of 10. Now we're on to track 4, which is Yogi. But if you're American or speak English, it's Heat. This song is slower, and I am a sucker for slow contemporary songs. I just love them so much, and it has a drawn out background, so it's still an upbeat song. If you put it to a faster speed, it'd probably be a really upbeat song like Hi Hi, but no, they have it drawn out in a way so it goes dong, 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 dong. It's not something like that. That's just an example, but if you had it together, dong, 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 dong.
Boy, if you don't...
What am I singing? If you understand what I mean, I'll try to insert a clip or whatever. I love it. These lyrics, I think they're saying that they will protect you from your worries and make you feel on top of the world. If you're thinking of this in a boy sense, like I'm a guy, I'm listening to the song, that's so different from what other K-pop girl groups stand for. It's more of like, I want you, a male, to protect me, or I want you, a girl who's my fan, to protect me from all my haters. It's like saying, no, I'm gonna protect you, girl, guy, you, like, they're gonna protect you, and they're gonna do everything in their power to. When I heard it and I looked at the lyrics, I loved it, and it gave me a good vibe. I'm sure if you were a fan of their music before, it was a very emotional song. Maybe not the emotional song of the album, but you feel something when you hear it and you're like,
I love you, senpai.
you know what I mean? My final rating of this song is, I don't hate it, but I don't love it as much as the other songs. I still stick to that even after listening to the last two. There's only 6 songs on this album. I don't know if that's normal, if this is like a mini album, or if I missed something. I don't love it as much as the others. Sad. Track 5, Perfect Love. The beat to this song reminds me of other K-pop girl groups, but there is electronic sort of feel to it, so it's not just all upbeat. There's sort of this electronic deeper tone to it, but their voices are so low and smooth. Oh my god, I heard their voices, I was like, I'm gonna love this, and I did. Even though it's more basic, I loved it. I love when girl groups go deep because it's not normal. Usually they're in their high range, they're belting, they're in their voice all the time. Oh, I can't sing. Anyway, lyrics go back when they're talking about Hi Hi, and they talk about not ever feeling love like this and wanting to experience it more, which is the perfect love. Wanting to experience what you're feeling more and it getting better each and every time. So you sort of crave it in a way. It's a craving love, not forbidden, but it's a craving love that keeps giving you more and more and teasing you and not giving you everything in one huge bite. I did enjoy this song, even though it seems a little bit more basic than the first songs we listened to. I still very much enjoy it. We are on the last track, track 6, Stylish. Let's talk about this. We are back to the deep, soft tones of these women's voices, the harmonies. Everything is amazing. You have deep tones, but you don't have belting high notes to harmonize with it, and I love that. I love the music drop so we can appreciate the beautiful harmonies. Pre-chorus maybe? You drop. In the studio version, they popped off. It seems like this, again, is drawing back to Hi Hi, the first track, or the second track technically, and that it's acknowledging their feelings and knowing what their feelings mean from the beginning, and that they're not going to play hard to get anymore, or they're not going to be afraid to make the first move. Sounds like a high school love thing. It's high school lovers just realizing we don't have to act like kids anymore. Like, I'm gonna be with you because I like you, and we're gonna be together for like 2 months, and then I may not like you anymore. And maybe that's what they were scared of in the beginning. Maybe that's what they were worried about, or maybe in perfect love that's what they were worried about, but they noticed like this is going on for a while. I don't really know. I'm not the love expert or anything, and maybe I'm completely wrong with my theory on this album. You could probably guess what my favorite song off this album is. Definitely the one where it confused my sexuality. It brought me to a level of just madness and insanity. So Amber, what is your final consensus of this album? Let me tell you. It's like I made this whole video going to tell you. I am going to stan LOONA now. I'm going to listen to another one of their albums, probably the next one, and see if they're good again, and maybe I'll update you guys. Probably not. Or I'll post it on my Twitter, which you can follow. Sweet Aroda. With 0 instead of an O. I do understand why people would stan them. I believe they came into the Twitter stan group because they let out a song called Heart Attack. It was an LGBTQ+ friendly video. I watched parts of it because I watched fan cams or parts of it. These women are beautiful. They're even more beautiful when they are together. So yeah, I'm sure as much as they were praised on Stan American British English Twitter, they were, you know, brought down and patronized on Korean Twitter, which sucks. Love always wins, but it's hard to see how love can come out with as many cuts and bruises as it does when it wins in the end. And so I do understand why we are standing LOONA. They're LGBTQ+ friendly. They are very gender neutral, and they say screw gender roles, which why wouldn't you stand somebody like that? I might start getting a crush on some of them. I stan Idole Soyo. I stan this album. So yeah, we will be standing LOONA on this channel now. And if you have anybody else who you would like me to listen to for the first time, and I'll tell you in the comments if I've listened to them before, and I'll tell you if I stan them. If I don't, maybe I'll do a re-listen, and I'll see if I can stan them then. Comment down below, like and subscribe, because that's what we do here. Follow this playlist if you want to see more of this series. It's very dark in this room. These lights are very bright. I'm going to bed. Treat people with kindness.